Do you mind if I read you a little something from my new book that I think is relevant? Yeah, what are you going to say? Page 194. You're not in trouble. Gazing through the eyes of love is the mystic's favorite occupation. But it is not only an outward turning gaze. Shine those love beams on your own dear self. If to be a mystic is to experience communion with all that is, and to know it as fundamentally blessed, then you are not separate from that reality. You are as lovable as the ocean, the crying child, the serene yogi. My brother-in-law, Lance, has a saying, "You're not in trouble." If you're anything like the rest of us, this message comes in handy at least a dozen times a day. I have totally adopted it. Sometimes I catch myself swirling in free-floating anxiety, and I tune in. I recognize that it's connected to some vague sense that I've done something bad or wrong. And when I inquire further into that feeling, it leads me to a more fundamental belief that I am something bad or wrong. The former is rarely the case, and the latter, well, never is. I am okay, just as I am, and so are you. The reason I can recognize that shame game is because it has such a familiar face. But I can tell you, it is a mask, my friend, and I've unveiled it enough to know that it covers something authentic and tender, something beautiful. Next time you send an email and then second guess yourself, did I sound needy or mean? Peel back the covering and reveal your true face. If you're visiting your mother and your brother jumps up to do the dishes while you're still enjoying a glass of wine and you feel compelled to help, take a breath. See what happens if you defy the family culture for a minute. Maybe you will give other members an opportunity to deconstruct the familiar patterns of guilt and try something different, something imbued with a bit more self-love, like lingering at the table to tell another story, hear a new joke, miss someone who's missing. So you threw a plastic container into the regular garbage instead of the recycling. The environmental catastrophe police are not going to go after you. You are not in trouble. We are so hard on ourselves. We can't understand how it is that years of psychotherapy and silent retreats haven't neutralized all our neurotic tendencies. It can be such a relief to let go of the unhelpful and untrue notion that you should be cured by now of the personality quirks and mental patterns that have always plagued you. I'm sure you've made progress, and you will continue to grow. You will also fall right back into those old currents and flow downstream into the quagmire. What were you expecting? That you would become the wise guru meditating on the mountaintop? The radiant divine mother beaming her light upon all the pilgrims who make their way to sit at her holy feet? That some singular awakening is right around the corner, and pretty soon you will no longer be subject to the blunders and breakdowns from which the rest of us suffer? Good luck trying to recover from the human condition. I once heard a description of a condition Buddhists call dukkha dukkha. The Pali word dukkha is often translated as pain. When we have a direct experience of pain and stay present to it, we can breathe a big enough space around the feeling to contain it. A toothache, for instance, or a surge of jealousy, or a rotator cuff injury, or a fight with your best friend. But most of us tell ourselves a story about the experience. This totally sucks. I'm probably going to need shoulder surgery. Or, I guess that relationship is over. She'll never speak to me again after I pointed out that thing she did 11 years ago that I never mentioned till now when I needed ammunition. That's when we add dukkha to dukkha. Double dukkha equals suffering. Can you please be kind to yourself, even if just for a minute? Can you forgive your real transgressions, make amends, and move on with humility and humor? Can you stop inventing fake transgressions and carrying them like wounds in the palms of your hands, rubbing them until they become infected? Even Gandhi was impatient with his wife, and the Dalai Lama implied that homosexuality is unnatural. Yes, certain female spiritual icons have been known to use Botox. The Enlightenment journey is just that, a journey. We unfold and grow as we go. Anyone who pretends that they are finished is lying to themselves and bamboozling you. Give your sweet self a break for being a regular person on a path of awakening. You are not in trouble. Yay, you. You are applauding for your sweet, beautiful, luminous, mystical self. Ordinary, ordinary, ordinary. This is so good, Michael. Thank God I don't have to give up mocha to be spiritual.